What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited to share today's video with you guys. Another ladder challenge, but a way different spin on things. I was thinking about the past results, and we've gotten close a lot of times. Recently here, we came up about a few bets short of taking $100 all the way to 10,000. We did take out profit along the way, so we still made a little bit of money on that. And then right around this time of the year, I believe last year or the year prior, I was a single bet away in Alabama game versus Michigan in the rain in a bowl game. Was the only difference of me successfully almost getting to 25,000. So I'm trying to think, I've been close. I've been consistently hitting 4 or 5 in a row a lot of the times in these ladder challenges, and I've never quite gotten the home run swing and gotten to the end result. So why do that? Why go for the home run? Why don't we just go for a double or a triple? And that's exactly what we're going to do this time around, guys. You can see I've updated the top of the screen. Our goal here is still $10,000, but I'm going to start with $1,000. I mean, we can do more in the future. We can try different amounts. If you guys don't have $1,000 to start with, then that's fine. In the future, I could do $10 to $100 for fun or something like that. But for me right now, for most of the followers, for the people who want to take sports betting seriously and have money, how about kind of a half deal here? How about kind of just a smaller bankroll builder, a smaller ladder challenge? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take 1,000 to 10,000, which will only require about 3 or 4 winning wagers. We're again going to take profit along the way. So as long as we knock down like 2 wagers, we'll be able to take out a nice chunk there. So yeah, 3 or 4 bets, successfully take 1,000 to 10,000, 10x multiply our money, make about $9,000 or more. That sounds pretty good to me. So let's go ahead and get started. I got FanDuel pulled up for you guys. Before we jump into the ticket, just a friendly reminder, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Of course, my free picks on every game, every single week, college basketball included. So check out all the free stuff here right on my YouTube channel. But let's get into this bankroll builder, whatever you guys call it. And look at that. It's already on the screen. I forgot I even put this in. North Texas, that's our first line. I guess I'll walk you through the ticket still. Popular section here on this Friday night game. Yeah, I went with an alternative spread here with North Texas. And like I've explained before, and like I explained in my college picks video, yeah, I think North Texas wins the game outright. I mean, I really do. But when you're messing with these lesser, I'm just bringing up my ticket right now on my phone just to make sure we're exactly the same. I can't remember if I locked in 10.5 or 11.5, and I did indeed do 11.5. Yeah, I like North Texas. The lines come all the way through 0. They're a pretty decent favorite now. The line's up to 2.5 in some spots. I think North Texas is the better team, the better offense. Worst case scenario, they lose a close game. 11.5 is more than enough points. Minus 620. That the odds are just wrong here. North Texas getting 11.5 should be closer to like minus 1,000 or minus 1,200. So it's 620. Nice parlay piece there to throw in here on a Friday night. And we can move on to the bigger and better games, the more reliable games. We're going to come down here to this BYU game. And I was all over Texas Tech in the regular season when these teams matched up. I tried fading BYU a couple times when they were starting to get to a sell high spot. But this is a rematch. It's just hard to absolutely nuclear bomb somebody twice. It's just hard. And honestly, Texas Tech, man, they're in regardless. They can lose this game. BYU, they absolutely should be in regardless, but they're BYU. They're not Alabama or Notre Dame or Miami or some of these other programs where their name will ensure that they get into the playoff. BYU needs the game. BYU is going to be somewhat competitive here. I think they have a good chance to cover the spread, and I think this has a good chance to be a lower scoring game, which should also keep BYU within striking distance of covering the number. But again, I'm being safe. 27.5. Maybe these teams aren't close. Maybe Texas Tech's defense is just something you can't get around. But at the end of the day, man, 27.5, again, minus 650, 27.5, 27.5 points. Maybe BYU lays down. Maybe they're just no match for Texas Tech, and maybe they lose another game. The first matchup, let me pop over here and just bring up Google real quick. The first deficit between these two teams when I was all over Texas Tech was indeed a margin of 29-7. That's 22 points. That was a true road game. So yeah, 27.5. That's a lock. Like I said, so these first two legs are the juiciest legs of this whole ticket. We're only using one more game after this. I just wanted to throw them in to get us as close to plus money as we could possibly get them. I was going to avoid the games if possible, but these are just locks. North Texas is going to win the game. We're getting 11.5. BYU, I think they probably lose a close game. I think they have a chance to even win just based on the scenario. We're going to take 27.5 just in case that disaster scenario where these teams just aren't close and Texas Tech actually still really wants to like show the country that they're the real deal or something. If we get that worst case scenario, BYU is still going to be able to stay within 27 points. Maybe they lose by like 20-ish again in a similar blowout as last time. Real quick, guys, before we jump into the next part of our ticket, which is the SEC championship game between Georgia and Alabama, I do want to remind you, it is a huge week in premium. We're off a losing week. Yes, I don't win every single week, but even with the nasty, nasty losing week, I'm still up over 20 units in football season. My combined record, college and pro, off of a losing week is 9-1-1, up almost 20 units. My bounce back weeks are some of the best weeks to be on premium. I rarely lose 2 weeks in a row. And this week, I have a 10.1 unit max bet. One of my biggest bets of the entire year of 2025. Join premium that week alone, man. The bets I've sent out this week, they'll pay for your subscription and then some. So jump on premium, an absolutely huge bounce back week. Let's get back to this ladder challenge ticket. And then we're going to head down. I'm not going to touch the Indiana-Ohio State game. I think there's too much variance there because the Big Ten is just the most untested conference in the entire country. Look, I don't care what you guys say in the comments, and please put them down there because I'm curious. But nobody knows anything about these teams. At least Indiana went on the road to Eugene. At least they beat the crap out of Oregon. That's the only test. Ohio State, whatever. Big emotional game against Michigan. I don't think Michigan's very good. Bad year for Penn State, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Washington on the road. Washington's trash. They got destroyed by Oregon in a rivalry game. So Ohio State's not tested, but they look amazing. Indiana is somewhat tested, but I think maybe they're a little bit overrated. They could have gone down at Penn State, got lucky in that game. So I'd be tempted to throw in Indiana at an alt spread plus a whole bunch of points. I think they hang around. I think they probably actually have a chance to win this game. It's just untested. And same with the total. We think the defense is really good for Ohio State, but we know the offense is really good for Indiana. And then I think it could go this way or that way. I'm avoiding it. No need to throw it in. Let's go with the SEC, a conference we're at least familiar with. At least we know who these teams are. And we've already seen a previous matchup, just like that BYU game. We've already seen these teams play. Bama squeaked out a close one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use both the spread and a total in this game. We're going to go to Georgia first. We're going to take them plus 8.5. They lost a very, very close game the first time. Now they have revenge. It's in the Georgia Dome. They just played there. Alabama, not impressive. Should have lost to Auburn. Maybe somehow, some way, Alabama squeaks off another win. Really, really hard to beat Georgia twice. Now, Alabama, Georgia in these championship games, generally it's gone Alabama's way. But that doesn't mean they're going to blast them. I mean, I almost couldn't get that out. That doesn't mean they're going to blast them. If Alabama wins this game, man, it's going to be by a walk-off field goal. It's going to be by not kicking an extra point and going for an 2-point conversion and squeaking off a close win. I think Georgia wins the game. I think Georgia's a slightly better team. The coaching is about even. The rosters are close. I give a slight quarterback advantage, I think, to Georgia. Passing attack, I probably would lean to Bama. Rushing attack, I'd probably lean to Georgia. Overall defense, about even. Georgia's passing defense, a little bit light. Their rushing defense, pretty solid. This is going to be a good old-fashioned close SEC championship game. And we're going to get points in this one as well. So Georgia plus 8.5. Revenge factor here. Hard to beat someone twice. A slightly better team. Both of these teams are absolutely going to be in the playoffs. So neither team needs the game like blood. And I don't know why I scrolled up here. We got to scroll down and we got to go to alternative points. And we're going to go with an over. Look, I think Bama is going to be able to pass on Georgia a little bit. I think Georgia's offense is going to have some success too. I'm not really high on Alabama. So we're going to go with an over 36 and a half, 37, 38. Those are key numbers. Why do I like 36 and a half? I don't know. How about 20-17? That's all you need. Just 20-17 is 37 points. How about 21-16? That would get you home. How about if it's a blowout on one side? Georgia wins the game 27-10. That's 37 points. So I just want to be under that 37 minus 520 here. I just think that's a lot of value being down under those key numbers. All those mid 40s. Now, this game has actually gone up as well. The sharp money is on the over, and I'll show you the betting splits in this game. Let me pop back over here to this tab, and let's look at the betting splits in this game here on Outlier Sports. If you guys want to jump on Outlier, I put the link in the description, a free trial for an entire week. So if you want to use it for the entire weekend of football, hop on here, look at any game you want, NFL, college, anything you could possibly dream of, any data you want to look up in any matchup. It's all here on Outlier. So use that link in the description for a free trial, an entire week. But let's look at betting splits here. Definitely some money on the over coming in, but the betting splits look good. The amount of money versus the amount of tickets, it looks fine to me. And the markets have reacted to that money coming in. This line has gone up. It wasn't in the 48s when it opened. So money's coming in. A little bit of sharp action on Bama in terms of the spread. But the spread's pretty low. I mean, we can look at the spread 2.5-ish. It's basically a pick 'em game. Most of the handle, most of the people betting on this game, they're just going to go with the money line. They're not going to take the points there, which I would recommend taking the points if you like Alabama. In college football, 2 points can be massive, especially in overtime. But sharp action there on the money line on Georgia. So I like Georgia here. I like the over. I think the market, I think everything correlates to a game probably ending up somewhere right around 50 points. So 36 and a half, that's minus 102. I'll put my ticket on the screen. 3 games, 3 winners. Start with $1,000. We mean business this time. Let me flip back over here again so you guys can just see that final ticket. And yeah, $1,000 to 10,000. We don't need to take 1,000 to 1,000,000. We don't need to take a single dollar to 10,000. Most of those type of multipliers, it's unrealistic and it's just not going to happen. Not because you can't come up with that many good wagers, but if you're going to make that many wagers, at least one time in those wagers, there's going to be an injury. There's going to be a fumble that cost us, a referee had some money on the game and made a rigged call. Whatever the case is, when you're just dealing with that many wagers, even though you make good wagers that all statistically should have panned out, that's just sports betting. So let's do these medium term builders. And you guys can let me know in the comments section the amount you would prefer to start with. If you want to just do like a $5 to 100, well, I'm not even going to do that, because if you only have that much money to use, then you guys should not be betting on sports. If you don't at least have like $50 to $100 that you can just throw in the wind and it doesn't matter if you lose it, then you should go get a second job. You should not be sports betting. So I will not be doing challenges for people that should not be gambling their money. But yeah, 1,000 to 10,000 makes a lot of sense to me. I'll take $9,000 all day profit. So 1,000 to 10,000, let's get this done. Kind of a medium-term builder here. Hopefully we'll get the job done by the end of the year. We got about the month of December to get this thing done. We're going to take our time. We're going to make good wagers. This one's excellent. So lock it in, subscribe, drop a like on the video. Let me know about this bet. I'll see you guys in the next video.